Welcome back. You can find out what's happening on CTN by just going to our website. We can email you highlights of upcoming programs. It's free. Just go to ctn.org. Okay, what would a 20-foot dinosaur be doing in the middle of Alpine? Our Andy Tolley found this creature. He also found out there used to be many more.
Alpine, a small bustling town 30 miles east of San Diego. And here, just off the main drag, in an unassuming mobile home park, something of the prehistoric variety.
We have a dinosaur in Alpine, and a lot of people don't know that.
This 20-foot tall brontosaurus is the last survivor of a short-lived theme park in Alpine called Dinosaur Land, which opened in 1962.
There were a couple of gentlemen from the Point Loma Fishing Company that thought this would be a great place for Dinosaur Land because of the huge boulders and oaks, and it just looked like a place that dinosaurs would be hanging out.
I've heard they had anywhere from 15 to about 35 dinosaurs, and this was over the freeway too.
It was more of an educational type of a thing for the kids to have them come in here and actually see life-size dinosaurs and learn about them.
They had a pool here, and they had picnic tables and pony rides, and so it was more than dinosaurs.
The Silvers, who bought the property years ago when it was already a mobile home park, still find remnants of Alpine's own Land of the Lost.
They took the tickets in our house there. We found when we put the addition on, there was black tar paper, so apparently they had made it look like a cave.
Dinosaur Land closed only 2 years after it opened, and most of the creatures were hauled away. Several factors led to the park's demise, including the arrival of Interstate 8.
Once the interstate went in, who was going to use Old Highway 80 unless they were coming into Alpine? But there just were not enough people coming in to keep the park open because maintenance had to be, a certain amount of money.
I think he lost $1 million here in 2 years, and that was 62 is when he built the park. $1 million was a lot of money.
And now on this site, some 45 years later, stands a monument of what was once a promising venture.
We have the original brochure, and it's very interesting. On that brochure, it says free admission, and then it's crossed out. Oh, well, maybe they decided they would start to charge to get into the park. I mean, no wonder they closed.
Now, if you have any old family photos or any old film from Dinosaur Land, the Alpine Historical Society would sure like to hear from you. For more, just go to ctn.org. Well, think back. Everybody remembers their first car and how special it was. Well, County Supervisor Bill Horn apparently feels the same way. He still has that first car among several classics that he has collected over the years. Let's open up the garage door and take a look.
Well, here we are at my garage, and it's kind of raining today, but you're going to enjoy yourself. Get to see what it looks like. It's a hobby, so I'm not a big spender on cars. I buy basically other people's junk and work on it. I have the Auburn here, and way back in the corner is a 1936 Packard. This is a 28. This is one of the first 500 cars built. I just happened to come across it in Arizona. The blue coupe over there is a 1930 coupe. I was a paper boy for the union. Well, in the classifieds was a car for $150 when I was 14 years old. It was over in North Park, so I got my dad to drive me over there. And I only had $143. I tried to get him down to $125, and he wouldn't go down, so it's my first bargaining deal. Anyway, so he settled for $143. That's what I had in my bag. And my dad and I put a rope on that car and towed it all the way back to Pacific Beach. I joined the Model A Club, learned how to tear down a carburetor, and I got it running about a week and a half. This is my original book. This book is pretty old. Anyway, there's my original car. This is the car I used to take it apart with and put it back together. My grandmother, Grandmother Horn, she had a Acme Awning Company up in North Park, but she did the Naugahyde for my doors and my seat covers. These used to have a headliner in there, but over the years, 48 years, it's kind of gone. Actually, this car has the original key in it. It's the key I got in 1954 when I bought it. I don't know if there's a seat in there or not. Should be. Oops, here we go. Forget that. Girls love the rumble seat. I'd rather have them in the front, but I mean, I could pack 6 gals in here. This is very easy. 3 in the back and 3 in the front. Anyway, no. I drove this to Mission Bay High School my junior and senior year. And then the first year of San Diego State, I drove this car back and forth out there. You know, the nice thing about working on these is you never really have to be done if you don't want to be done. I come work out here and get my hands greasy and put on my old sweatshirts and, you know, listen to the Padre games. Even in the wintertime when it's raining out here, I'm not working in the Grove. It's better than going to a therapist, I guarantee you. You could sit down here and work on your old cars, have a cigar and listen to the Padre game, and nobody's going to bother you. Well, thanks for joining me today in my garage. That's my hobby. And thanks for joining me, and I got to go and I got an appointment, so see you later.
Supervisor Horn also tells us he hopes to get to that 1930 Ford Coupe soon to restore it back to its prime. Well, that's it. Thank you very much for joining us. I'm Michael Russo. We'll see you next month with the next edition of County Chronicles.